Peace and abundance. Peace and abundance. Much love, family. I have 5 questions that I wanna speak and just to ask. These questions, I believe, are commonly misunderstood in the concept as a whole, and as a result, most of us are living empty lives. So, the 5 questions are: number 1, what is life? Number 2, what is love? What is life? What is love? This one is it sounds a bit irrelevant to the topic, but it's actually very relevant. What is civilization? How do we define civilization? The 4th one, what is wealth? And the last thing is, what is success? So, the first one, what is life? I believe that life is a gift. It's a gift that is given to us by God, to not only to enjoy it, but to be able to live as God's children, as the image of God, to be as creative as God is, as well as to praise God. You see that when we understand this concept and live it, our lives will be more fulfilling and more enjoyable. The problem with most of us, we think that life is to eat and to sleep and to do these other things, because we think that we live only once. But that is actually not the case. We don't live once. We are meant to live for eternity. That was the whole idea when God created us. We're meant to live for eternity. That's the reason why when we're living life that is temporal, we tend not to enjoy our lives. Most of us are wasting our lives. We're squandering the chance that we have to life through self-aggrandizement, purchasing things, having sex, and doing other non-productive things. So we need to realize that life is a gift, not only for us, but for other people. So you have to also be a gift. We need to be a gift or gifts to other people as well, blessing them, and most importantly, glorifying God the Most High, Jehovah God, Yahuwah. Secondly, what is love? Love is basically the creation of a family, coming together and being family. This happens sometimes when you're friends and you become family, or you love somebody of the opposite sex and you come together to create family. You love your children, you're being a family. That is the whole point of love. Most of us confuse love with lust. We think love is the romantic aspect of love, or sex, etc. And so we have a very narrow-minded love. That's the reason why the world is divided, because we don't understand the actual concept of love. We think love is something for us to satisfy ourselves or satisfy our genitals. The third thing, what is civilization? Civilization is common aspects of life, or common or shared values that bring people together within a community. That is civilization, so that you can be able to live as civil within a community. Most of us confuse civilization with Western concept or Western idea of civilization, where it's all based on commercialism and hedonism. And this form of civilization, as it is brought into Africa, is or was extremely disruptive and destructive. It has actually destroyed our way of life as it was given to us. And so we confuse what civilization is. So most of us think civilization is buying a car, buying a fancy house, a Western looking house, watches, Gucci clothes. That is actually not civilization. You can actually live as a baboon in a Gucci clothing. I mean, look at the Europe and the Americas, where people are homosexuals while wearing the fanciest clothes. They're on drugs because they cannot live with themselves, killing one another for power and money. That is not civilization, brothers and sisters. That is living as baboons. The fourth thing, What is wealth? Wealth is basically not accumulation of so much money that you cannot even use. Wealth is having something for yourself to live a nice, comfortable life, and something to pass down to your generations, to your children, to your children's children. Essentially speaking, when you get a house, not on debt, but when you get a house fully paid up or cash, and when you have a vehicle, something to assist you in your movements, and when you have food, fuel, and water, and when you have these things to satisfy yourself, but not only to satisfy yourself, but to be able to pass down to your children, your children's children, including other people that are less fortunate. That, my friends, is wealth. The last thing, what is success? Most people think success is hoarding money. Most people think success is hoarding a lot of money, and many people have a lot of money. They're extremely unhappy. They just cannot live with themselves. They literally are drunk every day, high every day, high on drugs. They cannot live with themselves with that much money. Now, this is what success is. Success is basically joy and happiness. That is what success is, to be joyful and to be happy with what you have. You can be living in a one-bedroom house. You can be living in a tiny apartment. But if you are happy with yourself, satisfied, that, my friends, is success. Usually this is found through financial success, meaning you are not in lack financially. Socially, you're not in lack. You have good friends. Familially, meaning you have family that love you, that you can go home to. Socially, so it means socially, financially, family-wise, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. That's extremely important. Extremely important. Emotional and spiritual success. There's other areas. I forgot those other areas, but that's essentially the crux of the story.